Hello and good morning. Okay, so here is the current plan. So basically I figured the next goal of this whole run here should pretty much be to try and pick up the fire crests, since apparently changing some of the cursed weapons with a fire crest is supposed to be the ultimate way to go, plus it makes Chaos Frame show up, so we might see some more interesting stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the general idea here. Now, first things first, in order to do so at this point, apparently, for whatever reason and however you're supposed to figure this out, I need to pick up 3 of whatever the Wind God weapons are from Palace of the Dead. Apparently they were available the first time around, or at least 2, maybe 3 of them were. I'm going to assume that this thing right here was one of them. Yeah. God of the South Wind, so I'm assuming that has to be one of them. Apparently they're all weapons. I actually thought that this thing right here was one of them. But no, apparently this is just an item you can get. Or, at least so far as I've checked. I don't actually know what those 4 things are. But I know the last one is at San Bronza. And really all I'm gonna be changing, more or less, is I'm gonna be going through the whole Heim fight. Because here's kind of the weird thing that happened. If I go ahead and jump to the end of the game, Kashua dies for story reasons. I'm not sure why, because he should be showing up here. She's all here, all well and alive. If I jump to Coda, then she just dies. So whatever that's all about. Actually, another weird thing in Coda, for some reason, she dies, but Gildas comes back to life. No frickin' idea what that's all about, but whatever. He is super dead in this run, because he got turned into a frickin' zombie. This was the neutral route, by the way. But yeah, lost his life defending Rhyme, was raised from the dead, and then perished a second time. He friggin' double died. So, as to what the hell he's doing coming back on Coda, no frickin' clue, but... Anyway, what I wanted to do is do Lazan before moving on to all that, because I wanted to, pick up the crafting books from the fortresses. So we're basically going to be going through each of the fortresses once, picking up the crafting books. Essentially, according to the guides that I've seen, as long as everybody in your party is under level 33, they're guaranteed to drop both of them. The problem that I had last time when I was running through is, I was going through with Fusiliers level 50, so apparently I wasn't getting them, so that's dandy. But that's why I have some of the fancier Apocrypha stuff around, because I thought the Apocrypha stuff was all they dropped. At any rate, the first fight that comes about here is the fight against some pirates and whatnot, so this didn't go so hot on the other file. I'm gonna want some casters around, probably not Bayan though, he's completely not set up for anything. I think I'm gonna have Deneb, Kashua, or actually leveled up now. Caffeine can go to the front. Actually, do you have to be here? Yeah, you have to be. Ace is good because he's a frontliner too, so I'll have these 3 as my casters here. 2-hand crossbow lady back here. Yeah, it's kind of close quarters, so I don't think I'm going to have much use for spears here. I'm going to want at least 1 healer, though. Let's go with Captain Pirate Face. Actually, no, he doesn't have Resurrect, does he? Let's go with Aurelius. I have to say, I'm really disappointed by the neutral route now. And it's weird because I liked all the rest of the story beats, but got all the way down to the Palace of the Dead, and friggin' Aurelius and Dival don't even have any new dialogue past level 5. I don't know. You know, they might have had some sort of reaction to their dad kinda, I don't know, becoming the frickin' devil or whatever. But I guess not. I'm gonna take out the number Cashway. I think Kashua's gonna be better for distractions. Her friggin' class is awesome, by the way. Deneb might be too squishy. I'll just take her out and put in another healer. Probably Denalto here. Why do I have Ravenous in the back? That was a mistake. Oh well. And it's Josephine. So, since you don't get a chance to kill her off in the mass priest fight, she shows up here. And that's all well and dandy. Now, I'm just gonna let them come down because they don't... actually... They have a lot of casters, so I don't want to get in terribly close range. They can't really press the height advantage because they don't really have any archers. It's just all melee and monster units. Yeah, you know what, just using this area is gonna be well enough. As far as her abilities at this point, by the way, she started finally getting access to some of her draconic stuff. She has all this, most of the necromancy stuff unlocked at this point, and then, yeah, all of dark stuff, which she's really good at. So it's gonna stay there. Yeah, I'm just gonna let them charge, I think. Kind of better set up for it anyway. Yeah, so one thing I meant to show last time, we'll probably end up seeing it in this fight. I ran into some weird technical tomfoolery there, was the change in the resonances. I meant to show it in that video there. I ended up forgetting, immediately went to go do a follow-up one that I was just going to clip to the side of it, and for whatever reason my video driver just friggin' ate itself. No idea. Apparently it didn't like seeing the emulator, YouTube, friggin' video editing, and this other stuff at the same time. I've done it all at the same time before, so I don't know why it had a problem now, but whatever. It just freaked the hell out, and basically all the screens went white. My main screen kept freaking out and flickering, and to make a long story short, anytime I tried to activate any of them, it just wouldn't work. And it seemed specifically triggered by that second clip-on video. I mean, I was able to load and edit other ones just fine later that day. It was just that one in particular, loading it up killed my video driver. No idea. But, yeah. Never seen anything like it. Alright, so her meditate should be amazing, right? Okay, 16 is fine. I believe she can do a... yeah, Word of Pain 3. There we go, she does 184. She's got an 8-level deficit on this guy. I mean, as far as being a ridiculous caster class, yeah, her. That whole thing about giving up ridiculously good frontline and healing abilities for just flat-out casting abilities, yeah, that is very true. So I'd say, so far, she's been completely worth it. Especially her abilities are really good. The whole bind and silence free move that she gets, that's very useful. Not to mention it trains up really quick because it's got high accuracy, and I believe both of the ticks actually count towards it leveling up. So, double check where that is right now. Okay, I mean, that's going up pretty quick. I think I've used this like 20 times, something like that. And each of those times, at least something hit. That's been nice. Other classes-wise, I've been working up Rudlam as his Lich thing in the back. He's been okay. He hasn't really done anything too fantastic. I've been working up, well, basically left the Necromancer after one fight just because I don't see a point to it right now. Especially not after getting the Heretic. So either way, I'll probably check more on that down the road. It's just, they're kind of a one-trick pony as far as I can tell. And I don't really have any zombies or whatever else to make use of the rest of their stuff. Also, if you're wondering, what's the deal with Trafalgar sucking here? I gave him the Soul Eater. Basically the Cursed Two-Hander. So the idea is to make him a good caster. Now, if you look at his casting ability, he's basically just a little bit behind. Like, he's basically on the same level as Ace at this point, so I don't know if that'll really help him that much. But I figured it was worth experimenting on. Frankly, all of these cursed weapons have been very, very, very iffy. I mean, okay, some of them are alright. Like, okay, the bow worked out fine, just because as far as one-handed bows go, I mean, it's currently the, like, natural evolution of where they'd go at this point. So, since it became a one-handed bow instead of a two-hander, it's made Canopus really good. So he's been doing a lot better than his usual just plinking and harassing. He's just a flat-out assassin now. The blowgun's alright. I basically went and put it on my pumpkin guy. He's okay against squishy stuff, so, you know, it's alright. It's nothing mind-blowing, but as far as his weapons go, you know, it's doable. But giving him a blowgun and an instrument was okay. It mostly just gives them extra stats, gives them extra avoidance, so it's worthwhile. As far as the heavier ones, I've yet to see any practical effect from the hammer whatsoever. The two-hander, again, may be useful for a caster class. I'm thinking with the hammer, it might be really good on a cleric. I haven't really tested that yet. But theoretically, it should be pretty good for them. The book's been pretty good for Deneb, as far as helping her out with a general casting buff. The weird thing is, I can't tell what it is that, like, how exactly their stats are coming into play, because there's cases where there's items giving less of a stat boost. Basically, these things are given, like, 20 to 40 to each of the stats. There have been cases where there's items giving far less, but they're not giving as much of a boost as those items. Whatever reason. It also seems like putting it into the offhand just flat out doesn't give you the correct bonuses or something. I don't know, they seem super janky. So double-handing them, it doesn't work. Double-handing just only gives you the offensive bonus of that second one. It says it's giving you all those extra stats, but it doesn't feel like it's actually doing it. This was especially noticeable when I went and I tested it out with a Berserker. I tried going in and giving him the strongest one-handed axe I had, and then giving him the cursed one on the second one, with the theory being that, okay, you know, this will boost all of his stats up. He'll just be really good with both of them, because it's giving him a lot of strength and dex and all that. Thing is, it wasn't really boosting the damage at all. It was just causing his second weapon to suck. Again, not sure why. But, actually, you know what? Rewind this guy's turn. I want him to start trying to tame this dragon. There we go. Nope, worth a shot. Yeah, so that's been a little bit iffy. The crossbows fared a little bit better, because what I've done is I've given Sarah 2 crossbows. I've given her the Damask one and the Cursed one. The Cursed one just kind of functioning, as I previously called it, just like a friggin' hollow point bow. And really all it's doing is just doing a lot more damage against squishy stuff. So, I mean, that's been handy. It feels like you can run faster for some reason. And do it fearful. So it feels like she can move faster, slightly. Again, not really too sure what that's about. Let's see. The spear... extremely iffy. So far, Denim's the only one that's been able to use it to reasonable effect. They're good training weapons, I suppose. Like, if you just give them to a newbie class that you want to train up to some degree, they're pretty good. No, he's been making decent use of it. I can't really say his accuracy's so amazing that it was worth the trade in damage. I mean, frankly, he does more from friggin' Soul Steal there. Or Life Drain, whatever thingy. It looks cool, I suppose. So, yeah, in general, I mean, it seems like they're good for harassment classes, kind of assassin classes, and just any squishy killers, and for training up your newbies. But other than that, eh. It's weird because it's basically a weapon without weapon damage. And I could be wrong, because I was trying to make sense of the damage calculator thing earlier. And there's a guide that he included in there. And it seemed like the way that it was supposed to be was a competition of, in basic terms, was a strength versus dex competition, and then weapon damage was applied as kind of like a background-based thing. But apparently... Oh, whoops. Hang on, gotta put a little cut here.